I never understood that, how people could, for example, they really want to eat the burger and then they order the salad instead, for example, and pretend to not be eating.
No.
Like, I could never relate to that.
And then you're not presenting your real self to the other person.
Oh, nice, so sweet, you cooked for us, la la la. Coming home, I
Send
get
money for groceries.
Yeah, like 10 euros. And I'm like, 10 euros?
That is so shameful here.
It's nice when a man can be a gentleman. And for me, that falls into the category of being one. When you open up the door for the lady.
You know what else I really noticed? When we walk by the road, what side he's walking on.
Oh, he has to walk close to the road, of course.
And I'm not saying it's like a don't kiss on a date first. No. It's not like a rule, and you have to
see a little bit the vibe. If it goes well, if you have a good connection, chemistry, then maybe there will be some attraction there also. You don't know.
Any Mediterranean, Middle Eastern household, and having to sit in a bedroom while the family eats, that is so bizarre to me.
I know it is bizarre,
like,
but it was
I would
so
literally
normal.
feel so uncomfortable. So hi Olivia.
Hi Maria.
Welcome to another episode of Ice Latte Girls.
Yes. I want to say good morning in Serbian.
Dobro jutro.
Dobro jutro.
Jutro.
Jutro. Dobro jutro.
Dobro jutro.
Okay.
In Swedish?
God morgon.
God morgon. It sounds like moron.
Yes, it does.
God morgon.
It's actually god morgon, but we don't say god morgon. We say god morgon. It's like we change the words.
You're a good moron.
Yeah, you are a good moron.
That's a nice way to start your day.
I never thought about it. It's a good.
What a nice way to start your day. Theoretically speaking, when someone goes to work, if they really hate their job, they can be like, good moron. And then they can be like, what? You can be like, god moron. Swedish.
I'm learning Swedish, you know. It was so funny. Somebody does that.
God moron.
I forgot how to say it in Serbian again. Say it again.
I almost forgot for a second. Dobro jutro.
Dobro jutro. And
Dobro jutro.
Kalimera.
Kalimera.
Buenos días. In Italian, how do you say in Italian?
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, of course.
And in French, it's bonjour.
Bonjour.
I even know in German, guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen. True. I know how to say it in Arabic.
Really?
Sabajo.
Yeah. Nice.
You know also?
Yeah. We have a lot of Arabs in my office.
Yeah, that's nice.
What was it? In Russian, it's really similar to Serbian.
I don't know. Привет.
Привет is hi. Добрый день is like good day. I don't know.
Okay. Well.
So anyway, with all those languages, good morning in any language. And thank you for tuning into another episode.
Wow, that sounded like the radio hosting channel. That's good. Okay.
It was lit. So we have been through a lot of different topics and a lot of different conversations. And whenever I'm scrolling through TikTok, I always, or having a conversation with someone or whatever I'm doing, always I write down things in my notes and I'm like, oh my God, I want to talk about this on the episode, on the next episode. And I'm like making lists. So lately, I've been seeing a lot of that TikTok filter, the first date. Did you see it?
Yes. I haven't done it yet. Have you?
Neither have I.
Okay.
I haven't done it. I didn't want to do it because I'm saving it for us to discuss.
Look at you. Okay.
Yeah, I'm very committed to
Explain it for people who do not know what we're talking about.
So there's a filter going around on TikTok where you have to rank things. And it's all sorts of things. One of the things you need to rank is first dates, which I found really interesting because we talk a lot about dating and life and fun and doing things with your friends and all that sort of stuff. So it really made me think about the way I would rank first dates. And to me, it makes a huge difference whether it's a first date or a third date.
True.
Or when you're deep in a relationship. So speaking of first dates, let's go through first dates first. What would be your first 3 picks?
Let's also add that the rating goes from 1 to 10 also on the filter.
But obviously we're not going to go through the whole filter.
Why not? You don't want to? For example, we could do I
think it's nice to rate your top 3 and your worst 3 first dates.
Do you have the dates there?
Some of the stuff on the filter is going for coffee, cooking, pizza and sunset, McDrive, cinema, ice skating, Lego, gaming hall, amusement park, museum, dinner. And there was a few more, but this is what this girl's showed up for her.
Okay.
So taking this as a base, what is your top 3 first dates?
I need to see the list. Can you give it to me?
No, not based on the list.
Oh, not based on the list. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Your top 3 best dates.
My absolute best date. I think I would want to go somewhere where I can talk with the other person. So cinema is already out of the question, even though I love going to cinemas and so do you. Like honestly, like going for coffee, I think. Like nothing fancy, nothing too expensive. You can leave whenever you want, because if you're in a closed space, you also cannot really leave on your own, you know?
Yeah, to me, I was also going to say this. I completely agree with you. I think one of the best things for a first date, especially if you haven't had a lot of prior conversation, is a coffee date, because it's casual. It's easy. It can be quick. It can turn long. You can go from coffee on to have something to eat. It depends on how it goes. Yeah. So it's an easy escape.
Exactly.
Now, if you've had a lot more conversation with someone virtually or whatever, and you want to go for a first date, I also love dinner dates.
Okay. Yeah.
I think dinner dates can be really romantic, but for me, it's really important to be at a place where you can properly get to know each other and talk and ask questions.
So what kind of dinner, for example, would you go for? Would you go for like, I don't know, a snack dinner, or would like a fancy dinner, or like a tapas dinner? You know what I mean? There's also different kind of variations.
Whatever you can.
Yeah, but for
whatever you can.
Like, for example, I would not want to go for a dinner where it has like a lot of food, and I would just sit and be very dirty. Maybe. You know what I mean? Like, for example, eating burgers. Like,
I wouldn't mind, because I like to be myself, and food is a big part of my life. So honestly, I'm not the type of girl that's going to act differently on a first date and on a 10th date. I will eat in front of you on a first date the same way I will eat in front of you 10 years from now.
Yeah, okay. I
am who I am. I'm not going to act like I'm more of a lady. No, I'm unapologetically
I'm not going to pretend ordering a salad when
I am way past that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Or like, order something specific when it's a first date, or dress different, or do your makeup different. I never understood
that, how people could, for example, they really want to eat the burger and then they order the salad instead, for example, and pretend to not be eating.
No.
Like, I could never relate to that.
And then you're not presenting your real self to the other person.
Yeah.
So it's just weird. It's a weird dynamic. So my best first date I've ever had was at one of my favorite restaurants. That was a complete accident. That person didn't know it's my favorite restaurant. And we went out, and it was a restaurant by the beach, and it was really nice. And we had a really nice dinner, nice fish and pasta. And it was just so nice. And we sat there for hours and hours and hours talking. Oh, and it's just such a nice way to get to know the other person.
Yeah. And especially like with the beach view, that's already sets the view and the setting. Very nice.
Yeah. And the sound of the ocean at night and the dimmed lights. And it's just so romantic.
And if you're not living on an island, maybe like a rooftop could work.
Yeah, with like the city lights. It's so nice.
It's also very romantic. So basically you would go for more like the romantic part of it.
I do like the romantic.
Yeah. I would want more the casual part,
Yeah, but this is if you've had some previous conversations and you have a good idea that you like the person.
Okay, yeah.
And you're trying to get to know them.
Yeah.
If it's like a complete stranger that you've interacted with once and you instantly jump into this like nice romantic date, you have no escape plan if it doesn't go well.
Yeah.
And I have a new tactic in life. Whoa. On a first date, I ask difficult questions.
Yeah, that's something that we all need to do.
I don't have time to waste. I can't.
What kind of questions do you ask?
I will ask about your political attitudes and
do you want to have kids?
Do you want to have kids and your family? And I will ask serious, deep questions.
Honestly, it's good because
I want to know.
It's good because you can tell from his reaction if he will become like defensive or like cannot take it. Then okay, he's not the guy for you.
I will ask what you think of Andrew Tate. Oh, you want to ask difficult questions to filter them out.
Good one.
Like I want to know how you see life from the beginning.
Yeah,
because I don't want to find out later down the line that we have completely different political attitudes. Yeah. And like, when it comes to like serious issues in the world that we're completely opposed. Imagine you start dating a guy and they're really against veganism.
Yeah, that would not work.
How are you going to, you can't.
No.
And you need to talk about these things from the very first date.
Yeah.
Or like for you, for example, it might be environmental issues. What's your stance? What's your stance on...
You need to have like very similar morals and value, I believe, in order for it to work. So how can it work?
And you should have differences.
Yes,
it's okay to
different
have
interests. It's different, but values and morals should be the same, in my opinion.
Yes.
Like, of course, you can like watching football and I don't like football. That's not really morals or values.
Yeah.
But what you just said,
it's so important to have similar values and similar attitudes in life. And also something that I really like to ask is like, you know, what kind of holiday do you like to go on? Do you like being by the beach? Do you like doing something like, you know,
do you want to do like extreme sports or like...
I want to know that we like similar things. Yeah. That's not so much a defining factor, but it gives me an idea of how we will spend our time, what you like to do, what we can plan for next time. Yeah. So I like having these types of conversations early on.
So apart from like dinner and having a conversation, what else of setting first date scenario would you like?
To me, that's ideal. Like the cooking stuff.
Ideal.
The cooking stuff or like beach casual, that's really cute later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love cooking dates, but when with someone you're actually dating.
And also going to the beach, by the way, like as a first date, I was
alone.
My first reaction was like, oh, that could be nice. But then I realized, wait a minute, I'm going to wear a bikini.
On a first date?
You cannot also suddenly just leave also. It's a little bit awkward. Okay. No,
and it takes so much more, it's I don't know, it feels like more of an effort and it's just, I don't know, not for a first date.
Would you want the person to come pick you up or you to drive there alone? On a first date.
What do you think?
To pick you up. Would you want to be picked up? Yes.
I mean, depends.
Yeah.
Again, if it's someone you know nothing about and you're going on a date. To be honest, I've never gone out with someone I know nothing about.
Okay.
So whenever I've went out with someone, it's someone that I've had past interactions with. We have mutual friends. We know of each other. We live in Cyprus, which is a very small country.
Scenarios.
So for me, and you know, my traditional old-fashioned values, I like a guy to pick me up. And actually, people are going to hate me for this. Once I went on a date and the guy like parked in front of where the restaurant was going to be. And I just sat there and I waited for him to open my door.
But no, I love that.
He just stood there and he was looking at me. I was like, door.
You said that?
Yeah. And it turned into a joke. It was funny the way I did it. It was cute and funny because we had past conversations. Yeah. I did it in a joking way, but it really set the tone.
That's good, you know.
It was like a cute, nice way to be like, door.
To be honest,
and I was cheeky about it. It wasn't like, open my door.
No,
not like that. Don't get me wrong. And I made him go around and open my door, and he was like, I'm doing this now and never again. I was like, no, babes.
Never again?
No, he
Is
said
that what he
said it as a joke.
Okay.
And he was like laughing about it and joking. I was like, no, babes, you're doing this every single time we go out if you want to go out with me.
You know, I agree on that.
And it was like all jokes and fun and games, but it was nice.
It's nice when a man can be a gentleman. And for me, that falls into the category of being one. When you open up the door for the lady.
You know what else I really noticed? When we walk by the road, what side he's walking on.
Oh, he has to walk close to the road, of course. I mean, he has to protect us. If a car comes, he has to be the one who take the hit.
And also, like, I pay attention if you're walking in front of me or behind me. If we can't walk next to each other, you have to be walking behind me.
He should not walk in front of us. No, man.
You might lose me. Something might happen. How are you going to protect me?
I keep forgetting from the conversation we had alone, you and I, that you would not be able to be alone in a big city because you would be lost. This falls into that. Okay. Yeah. No, I want next to me, not behind me.
No, but I'm saying
I would lose the person. I was like, where are you?
No, I like walking next to her. I like to hold hands and be all cute and sweet. I'm such a romantic. But if you can't walk next to me, if it's like a narrow road, do not walk in front of me. Walk behind me.
I find that very disrespectful, you know, when they walk in front of you. Like, no, come next to me.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point. Well, something else with the dates I wanted to add on. You know, if I would start dating now again, let's say, oh my God, I don't like to talk.
You're not one to talk, by the way.
I don't want to talk. That feels bad.
You're such a bad example for this because your first date with Ramon was him flying from another country to meet you.
I actually picked him up.
And you picked him up from the airport.
Yeah.
So it's a really bad example.
I know, but if I can fantasize, for example, let's say I'm meeting Ramon again and he was in the same country, I would want him to send a taxi for me. I would not want him to come and pick me up. Because that would be awkward. Because it's awkward in the car. So like, okay, what? Because you're not really at the destination yet where you can actually have the conversation. So you're gonna have like a pre-conversation.
Oh, see, I have that. Car talk. I'll be like I'll play a song. Okay. I'll be like, can I play music? And then I'll play some songs, and then we'll talk about the music, and it's a nice icebreaker.
And not only that, how do you say hi to each other? You have not met before. And he's going to come and pick you up.
I'll crack a joke and be like, why didn't you open my door?
But so you want him to step out of the car and open up the door for you. And then what? Like he's going to...
Especially on a first date.
Yeah, but is he going to kiss your cheeks? Is he going to hug you?
No, you can't fucking touch me. Okay, so it's a first date.
Okay, so he's just going to say...
I sound so obnoxious. I'm really sorry. Take it or leave it. It's just my attitude. I'm not saying this is the way you need to behave.
No, but yes.
And I know some guys are not going to like this. And I know that this behavior might come off as annoying someone. But the kind of partner I'm looking for does these things.
Okay.
So I want you to do these things.
So basically open up the door for you and you just step in. No hugging, no kissing. Because for example, in Sweden, you would hug the person. It depends on your previous
interactions. Usually I'll hug.
Okay.
I'm a hugger.
Okay. Like if you could ask me, I would want like a handshake. Like very formal.
Nice to meet you.
I want as little contact as possible.
Olivia on a first date.
Nice to meet you. I don't know, man. Big mouth talking here. This is maybe not what I want. But yeah, I just feel it's just awkward. I'm an awkward person, I realize. Like,
what about when you're leaving the date? Thank you so much.
No, that is this hug or we're making out already if it goes good.
Really? On a first date?
What?
You kiss on a first date?
Depends, man. Honestly, I have not been on a lot of dates in my life. So I don't know how much I can talk about this whole episode now that we're talking about dates.
I don't kiss on a first date.
Oh, me and Ramon, we kissed on the first date. So
for your first date, he flew from another country and you were already talking for a month.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Does that mean I have to kiss him just because he came to the country?
No.
Exactly. You know? So, but I did kiss him because if
you guys had that conversation. You were like, if we don't like each other and if we don't have chemistry, if it's not, we'll just be friends.
Oh no, that's not.
You didn't. No, but there wasn't that kind of pressure.
Like I asked him, I was like, because he said I was going to come to Cyprus, and that was for me was stressful. And I asked him, "What are your intentions with coming to Cyprus?" You know, I asked that. Maria,
I remember.
Yeah, that was something that even Andreas is shocked and like, "Oh, good." But it was a good question, right? Yeah, and the way he responded made me be, okay, nice, I can chill. Because he said, well, if everything goes good, then that's a bonus. And if not, then I will have a nice, beautiful island to see, go to the beaches, and then go back. Yeah. So that like already lifted a big weight out of me.
Yeah, and you didn't...
Cheers to Ramon.
And you didn't have that kind of pressure with Ramon of, oh, he's coming to a different country for me, so now something has to happen. That's really wrong.
But we did kiss on the first date.
Yeah, you did. But your first date was also hours and hours and hours long.
Girl, you have a good memory. Cheers to you.
I don't know. I've never really kissed on the first date. I think I take some time to get comfortable, and I'm a very mentally stimulated person. So I really need to feel physically comfortable around you. I need to really feel emotionally there.
Yeah, but it's good, man. I'm not advising to kiss on the first date. I mean, I'm not saying
and I'm not saying it's like don't kiss on a date first. No. It's not like a rule, you have to
see a little bit the vibe. If it goes well, if you have a good connection, chemistry, then maybe there will be some attraction there also. You don't know.
But I don't like to rush into things.
No, I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit hesitant.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, so that's the best first date options for me. Do you have anything to add?
Can we talk about like the worst dates?
I was going into that. I wanted to end I wanted to end if there's any other good first dates.
Yeah, but apart from like honestly a coffee date, I don't think I would want to do anything else. I think everything else is like too forced. I don't like when things are forced.
I really love on the list the arcade, the cinema, all of that, but for way later on.
Yeah.
I love all the date ideas, but later.
Arcade could be good.
Arcade could be fun.
I'm just very competitive, so I don't know how fun it would be for the other person.
But that's also nice. You get to see how competitive the other person is, how they deal with it. Do they get petty?
So in that case, yeah. Arcade is also like underneath. It's a second option then for me.
I wouldn't put it in the top list for first date, maybe second or third, because I don't think you can really have those conversations in an arcade.
Yeah, but
it's like, busy, playful, whatever.
I feel like I could honestly, when you sit down in the cafe, I feel like I could not be my best version then also. So maybe arcade from my personality would be even better, because then I could be in a different element instead of the forced one.
What about a hike or a walk?
Hike like he's gonna kill me or something.
Okay,
you don't know.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking.
No, that's too much, because I cannot leave. If we go for a walk, then what? I have to finish the walk with him. No. I think that's for me. It's not there. Would you?
No.
Okay. No.
I'm just asking.
Okay, no. Not for us. Seen too many horror crime.
Yeah. Later on, I love that. Yeah. But I would also I love it when you date a person and you're like, oh, let's go play paddle. You come to Pilates with me. But all of that is way later down the line.
Yeah.
I love it when someone suggests things and does things with you. But first date, I think should be kept simple.
And safe.
So what's the worst first date?
I have to think of it. You can better answer first, if you have it already in your mind. Because I'm trying to...
The worst first date for me is inviting me over.
Oh, to his house. Oh, okay. Because that's also like a close enclosure.
It's offensive.
Yeah, like what do you expect is going to happen? Why are you inviting me to your house?
Yeah, the worst first date is like inviting me over.
Okay. I respect that. I can understand it.
For you?
Yeah, with my worst first date. I think going for a round in the car. Like a ride in the car.
That's a very Cyprus thing, by the way.
I know, but I'm almost
Yeah,
I think that for me is like the least creative you can do, when you're also like trapped in the car and you never know really like when the date ends.
I don't think that's ever a date.
But they call it like a date here.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so that for me would be a word, because I've
never had someone ask me on a date for a ride in the car.
No, but it would be like, so actually, and you can maybe
I've never had that offered to me.
I had that.
Oh, that's really
very
bad.
Sad. Very
really
uncreative.
Yeah, and just really like...
That's also why I don't like them to come pick me up, because it's like...
Oh, you're traumatized.
Because then they also have to drive me back, and it's always so awkward. I don't like when things are awkward. I just want to be like, go there myself or get a taxi for me, and then everything's good.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough.
So speaking of first dates, do you expect the guy to pay?
Of course.
We've touched upon this
Yeah, we have already
previously.
talked about this. We both know very well where we stand on first date.
Yeah.
Yes, paying 100%.
Get angry all you want.
Man has to pay on the first date if you're going to date us,
And some people got angry in the comment section where I was like, something I said me.
Yeah, but I think it's also because...
What was misunderstood was I implied it takes a lot more money to be presentable as a woman.
Mm-hmm. They thought that it was like 50% of you.
Just my... No, I meant... Yeah, I didn't mean just me showing up.
Yeah, that's what they thought.
Yeah, I meant it takes a lot more money to keep up looking like a woman.
Yeah, it's not comparable for what men has to pay in order to go to a dinner in general for their appearance. Of course, it's a choice, as you also mentioned.
For me, it's that was more of like a joking thing, and it was a clip that was taken out of context. But for me, it's also more about the gesture. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah,
and the like old-fashioned, gentlemanly attitude.
Mm-hmm. And what about, for example, when you go with friends? How do you split the bill with friends?
Okay, so we often split the bill. Each person pays for their own. But more than each person paying for their own, I think a big part of the culture in Cyprus and the Mediterranean and the Balkan, because I'm Serbian, is to like, okay, if the bill is 100 euros and you're 3 people, you're going to put like 35 euros each, leave tips, whatever.
Mm-hmm. You split it.
You split it 3 ways. You're not going to be like, oh, I had a 20 euro thing and you had a 10 euro thing. And we don't really do that. We just split 3 ways and it's very balanced out over time.
Yeah.
Also, when you go out with like good friends in Cyprus and the Balkan countries, there's a big culture of, oh, I'll pay this time, you'll pay next time, which sometimes can get a little bit unfair when you think about it. But I really do like to treat my friends when I can.
Yeah.
And when we split the bill, we split it 3 ways. And sometimes I used to have a very hard time accepting like, namgerasun, to have people pay for me. Yeah. And then I felt this huge pressure of, oh, we have to go out again so I can pay for them. And it was really like a big pressure for me, or like accepting gifts.
Yeah.
I had a very hard time learning how to accept nice gestures or gifts from people. And I think with age, you become more comfortable with these things and you start more so appreciating than getting uncomfortable. Yeah. And I think now I'm very much, I do what I can for my friends and I make an effort. And when they do something nice for me, I just say thank you.
That's nice. Good growth on that.
And it's important to accept nice things. Yeah. You know, nice gestures.
It is actually hard to accept gifts.
Do you struggle with that?
Yes, for a long time, of course. I feel always awkward when someone would say, "Oh, I paid." I'm like, "No, I pay," and then you want to just insist, "No, it's my paying." You know how it is here in Cyprus and the Mediterranean. But then we have the other version that is, for example, with Sweden. It's like everyone for themselves, of course. It's not necessarily. I don't know if it's with my friends. I don't remember, but when we go out and eat, that you will either divide it, like you said, like split it, or you pay. If somebody orders like way more drinks or more food, then they will pay for that part. And I find that actually very nice.
It's like, fair.
I appreciate, exactly, it's fair. I appreciate it way more than all the not drama, but the dramatic way of like, I'm going to pay. No, you're going to pay. I'll pay next time. And so I do tend to feel a bit more to the Swedish side of it, to be honest.
The one thing people are talking about on social media lately, though, that is a huge difference between the two cultures, which maybe you can give us a little insight, is not so much about going out and paying, which that sounds fair.
Yeah.
Is when you go to people's houses, the culture of like feeding you when you're in their household. They don't have that a lot in Sweden.
It was a big thing on social media. I think they even call it like Swedengate or something on TikTok. Yeah. The funny thing is, I don't know if it's so funny, like that was kind of true, you know, in many ways.
It's a thing?
Yeah. I don't know if it's a thing now, but when we grew up, it was definitely a thing. And I understand it more now. I mean, when I was a kid, or actually when it became viral on TikTok, I was like, I didn't even realize it. And I was like, yo, that's crazy, by the way, that was happening. That, for example, I have many instances. I was at my friend's house or even my boyfriend's house at the time. And I would sit in his room while the family would have dinner.
No.
But the thing is,
oh my God, all the Cypriots, all the Serbians, all the Mediterranean people are like, have goosebumps. We're cringing.
Yeah. But there's another side of the story, which I understand now. It's because, I don't know, I cannot speak for everyone, of course, but they have like this respect between the families that my family had then cooked dinner for me. So I was expected to go home and eat at my food. So they don't really want to interfere because they're also very like conflict. They have fear of conflict. So they don't want to interfere with each other's like families because it is literally every family for themselves. So for example, my friends were going to eat. I was sitting, waiting, playing because maybe my family was going to eat later. So then I had to leave, go home. But I'm not saying that it is. It has been scenarios where it's been like so weird because especially when you like, you also want to eat there because you want to spend more time with your friend. And then they have like, what I did not understand is how they always counted the food. That's for me something that they did not really.
What do you mean counted?
This for me was weirder than sitting and waiting in the room to continue playing.
I can't imagine being in a Cypriot or a Serbian household, a Greek household, any Mediterranean, Middle Eastern household, and having to sit in a bedroom while the family eats. That is so bizarre to me.
I know it is bizarre, like, but it was so normal. Feel
so uncomfortable.
It was so normal back then because it happened everywhere. Like of course now it's different from different cultures. It's also like where I was living was also very multicultural. So it depends on what family you were at. Mostly this was happening without attacking my Swedish fellow friends in Swedish families.
No, I mean, fair enough.
They have a different life. Like it was different culture, you know, Syrian friends. It was way different from that one. But it was the most strange was, for example, when I could eat with them and it was like, okay, we have 6 chicken fillets and 1 for each. And then there's no more. Like there was nothing left for leftovers.
Oh, honey, if you go to a Cypriot household, you have like leftovers for 3 days.
That was shocking. And what's even more annoying for me because my family, we are like, my mom is not Cypriot, but she's Swedish, but she lived a long time in Cyprus. She has kids with, you know, the drill. So in our house, it was always very welcoming. So people who came to us always had something to eat, like regardless, like we would make more food. And not just
that, here, like if I come to your house and your grandma's there, she's going to fill my plate like 3 times and she's going to be like, no, eat more.
Yeah, you don't
eat
want more?
Yeah, exactly. No, you have to eat.
You're starving. Eat. You know, it's like disrespectful to not eat more. In Sweden, that I cannot speak for now, but back then it was the Sweden gate.
No, but people are talking about it online, but it's still like
I understand.
that.
But there's always 2 sides of the story on it. Like, of course, if you have planned your very busy lives there, you have your kids, you count exactly the food.
It's
That's
just
for
a
me
different culture.
Understand.
I'm not judging it. It's just a different culture.
No, but I can judge it a little bit because it was mostly weird. Like, how can you not have food over to leftovers? Just like practical reasons. It's nice to have food left for leftovers. So you just cook more, then your family will eat more and then leftovers.
Let me be the devil's advocate. Practically speaking, from their behalf, it's good not to overeat, first of all.
Good point.
Second of all,
good point.
Why overcook and have leftovers tomorrow? Some of the food may get thrown out if no one eats it. So you're wasting food.
Most probably that's how they were thinking.
And why would I eat leftovers tomorrow when I can cook tomorrow and have it fresh?
Yeah.
I mean, to be the devil's advocate, I can understand some of the mindset. It's just bizarre when you grew up so differently. Mm-hmm. And for us, in the cultures I was raised in, it's a huge thing that there has to be enough food. Yeah. There has to be an abundance of food. So it's just different mindsets.
Yeah,
and
different
they're
cultures,
both okay. But it's a shock. It's a culture shock.
Yeah, man. And especially like, I can imagine if you're like a foreign kid in Sweden and you go to the Swedish family.
Lock you up in the room.
Man, that would be like traumatizing for the child to be sitting and waiting for you smell the food. And for example, what if, for example, that kid is coming from a troubled family and they will maybe not have so nice food or whatever, the situation not nice at home. And then they're seeing this like nice family, Swedish family eating food and they're not like invited. And that's like kind of sad, you know?
And it's not just Sweden, it's in general Scandinavian countries.
Yeah. Or even Netherlands. Like I had this conversation with Ramon.
It's the same?
Same.
Whoa.
It's exactly the same. And also in terms of paying, for example, they even have this service called like they say, send me a tiki. It's like when you send a link, a payment link. So, for example, let's you and I would go out and eat, and then you will send me a link, like a little bit like how we send Demetriou to each other. But the thing is, there it has become like, if you owe someone money, like let's say I pay, I will send you directly, like, okay, pay me. But you, for example, if I forget, you will not tell me that, by the way, I owe you money. So it would be like this awkward thing in between because they are like, it's very weird. It has happened multiple times.
I had a friend in America. That her friend asked her, she was shocked because she has this very Mediterranean culture.
Yeah.
She got asked to Venmo her $1.50.
No. What? Okay, but without like feeling like to judge the other person.
I mean, I don't want to judge, but it's a stinking dollar.
Yeah, it's very stingy.
Like, come on.
I don't like that.
I'm sure you can spare $1.
Yeah.
And I've had moments where, I struggle financially. I can spare $1 for my friends.
I find it extremely awkward to ask money. First of all, for like example, or what about this scenario? This has happened to me. I was invited for dinner that this person, without giving out names so it becomes too obvious, was hosting a dinner. I was going to come there. No, it's in Sweden, not in Cyprus. You wouldn't know them. And I was like, oh, nice, so sweet, you cooked for us, la la la. Coming home, I
get
like,
money for groceries.
Yeah, like 10 euros. And I'm like, 10 euros?
That is so shameful here.
Yeah, that is like, it took me a long time to like grasp the idea of, okay, it's just different. It has nothing to do with you. It's just how the culture is.
Yeah, it is.
And it's very shocking. But like, for example, if they would come to me, I would not ask them to send me money. You know what I mean? But maybe I should now because it's okay
if you
to do
live in Sweden, I guess it's okay because everyone does it to each other. And when you live here, it's not okay to do it because other people will not do it to you. Yeah. So it's a very cultural
thing. It's like culture shock. I think you get shocked by just how it is. Yeah.
That is wild.
It is wild.
So it is true.
It is true.
I don't know, on TikTok, like you watch this random video and like, I really wanted to open this conversation with you because you're Swedish and it's just, it sounds unreal because you grew up so differently. Mm-hmm. And I see all these random videos, these random things, and I just go down the worst rabbit holes. Oh. And I spend hours and hours, and then I see one video about this Swedish dinner concept, and then I watch 50 videos about people talking about their experiences with this and how they got shut in the room. And then I go down a completely different rabbit hole of watching like some TikTok drama of this person with that person.
Like what specifically do you like, what is it the ones that are like repeatedly like, oh shit, I fell into the rabbit hole again about this topic? Like, is there something like that?
Sometimes,
or sometimes videos? Or
sometimes I fall into rabbit holes of like horoscope videos.
Oh, okay.
Do you follow astrology?
Yes, I do. I mean,
do you believe in anything?
100%, girl. What do you mean? You're talking to me now. I just don't know much apart from my own zodiac signs. So I'm not an expert.
So if we go into zodiac signs on like a generic level and like you're a Leo, I'm an Aquarius, you're this way, I'm that, I don't believe in that. and like reading in the magazine your monthly horoscope. I don't believe in that.
Okay, yeah. You believe in that?
But when you look at someone's birth chart.
Yes, that's where the juicy stuff coming.
And you properly see like their time and place of birth and where every planet was aligned.
That is the juicy stuff.
It is like an insight to who they are as a human. I swear, whenever I have done this to a person, it has been so accurate and it's always proven to be correct. And to be honest, when I go, I'm the girl your mom warned you about. There's this trend on TikTok that tells you when you go on a date with a girl and she asks you your time and place of birth, run.
Really?
Yeah, I'm that girl.
I'm also that girl.
I will go on a first date with you and I'll be like, oh, by the way, what time were you born?
I think that's important, man.
Where were you born?
I think it's important to know.
Usually guys don't know. So I'm like, can you ask your mom?
But that automatically is a good filter to know what kind of person
it is. Do you have a pattern into...
A what?
Do you have a pattern of which zodiacs you get along with better?
Oh, no, I forgot. I knew this like 4 years ago before I went to a relationship. I don't know anymore.
No, not necessarily in a relationship. Do you have a pattern of like your friends being a certain zodiac or something?
The thing is that I'm a Leo, so I only know things about Leos. Am I right?
But do you not know who you get along with?
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I cannot give any.
Such a Leo.
I cannot give any more.
That is such a Leo.
And I'm Sagittarius in rising, so even
I only know about me.
And I also know about, for example, Ramon.
What is his zodiac?
He's a Scorpio, which is like red flag.
I forgot for a second.
Yeah, you forgot, right? The thing is, you remember in the beginning when I actually asked him what his zodiac, his birth.
I remember we said he's a red flag.
He's a red flag. And the only reason why I continued speaking with him was because, you remember? Like he said he was a Scorpio in his zodiac sign.
Yeah, but why?
But I want to give him a second chance.
Oh, yeah.
So I asked him what's his rising.
God.
And he didn't know, but he asked his mom. I told him to ask his mom and he did. And he's an Aquarius. And I go along with Aquariuses as a Leo. So that's why I know. So I gave him a chance. So it worked. So that's the only thing I know. I cannot give any more context for the podcast. Do you? Do you have something that you know go well with Aquarius?
I get along very well with Leos. I have a few Leo friends. I get along with them very, very well. Technically, theoretically speaking, on paper, I should not get along very well with Tauruses.
Oh, but
I have a bit of pattern.
Yes, and
like I only date Tauruses.
How is that? But maybe it's the rising sign, their moon sign.
It is by accident. Okay. It is not a conscious decision. I have a thing for Tauruses. I date a lot of Tauruses, and not just that.
Yeah.
Most of my best friends are Tauruses. Diana's also a Taurus.
But how does that go then with you believing
like as soon as I meet someone and I really like their energy and I'm like, oh my God, this person must be a Taurus. And I ask them, they're always a Taurus. I don't know what it is. Even at photo shoots. Yeah. I get along really well with certain people. I'm like, oh my God, they must be a Taurus.
Wow.
Always a Taurus.
Okay, that's interesting.
I am drawn to Tauruses.
But what does it say? Like you said that's you don't go well with them, apparently on paper.
Theoretically speaking, an Aquarius and a Taurus is a lot more grounded.
But don't you think that's when you... Yeah, okay, but then it should be working,
We're
right?
very opposite. It shouldn't really work that well.
Why not? Should it not like balance out?
I don't know. I never looked into it properly because I refuse to believe it and I still go for Tauruses. So I don't want to get into the analysis of why it shouldn't work because it has to work.
Yeah, because it is working. I mean, if you look
Is it?
Yeah. You also said that you have friends who are Tauruses.
Yeah.
That is already something.
Yeah. I mean, Diana is a Taurus.
What other rabbit holes do you go through when you scroll on TikTok, Instagram? What is it that is like oddly satisfying?
Conspiracy theories.
Okay. What kind of conspiracy theories do you?
Like, I don't know. When Kate was missing, like, where's Kate? All the conspiracies. Brittany, where's Brittany? Like all these conspiracies. And then when it was
what was that?
The vid stuff.
Am I supposed to understand now what you're giving me hints?
The vid stuff. You know, when we had the virus thing going on.
Okay.
Conspiracy theories.
The jabs and stuff like that. Okay.
Or like, I don't know what the code word is.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know. What else? some really weird stuff about how the planet was formed and different theories. And I just go down a complete rabbit hole of like these weird alien theories, you know, like a typical Aquarius.
Do you like conspiracy theories in general?
Yeah, I find them so entertaining. I don't necessarily believe them.
Okay. You know, I've been targeted like crazy for these past years. Gaia, have you seen it? Have you also been targeted? On like on ads? It's apparently like this platform where you can find all these like conspiracy theories, but they they make it into like they show evidence, let's say, or it's really like I have not signed up yet.
I used to go down conspiracy theory rabbit holes on YouTube.
Oh, okay, good ones. Like 9/11 and stuff also.
Oh, yeah. I've watched all the documentaries.
Yeah. It's really interesting.
I'm not going to ask you what you think. I don't want to get political.
No, I love conspiracy things. I find it very...
Me too.
Like, I don't think there's theories. I think there's facts.
Or like if I see one clip of a podcast or an interview or something, I enter the page and I have to watch 55 videos. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. And you just scroll and just looking.
What about you? What kind of rabbit holes do you go down?
Honestly, this would sound very... odd.
Whoa. Wait, also you said something in a certain way and I heard Swift. I go down Taylor Swift conspiracy theory and rabbit holes and fan theories and Easter eggs. Oh my God, the hours.
Yeah.
The hours. Oh, will she release a new album? Will she release this number of songs? Will she sing about this person, that person?
That's a cool thing that she's
why is she now suddenly wearing red and orange at her concerts?
Oh, that's
is that a sign that she's going to release Karma? And oh my God, I get dragged so deep into the... it consumes my life for a short second.
Do you usually
for a hot
watch it
minute.
before you like fall asleep? Like when is the time you get deep into rabbit hole? Or when
I try not to anymore because then I won't sleep.
Okay, yeah, it's a good point.
So I try not to scroll on TikTok right before bed. I prefer to scroll in the morning to wake up.
Yeah, okay.
So
like in my case, I can really get into rabbit hole watching, you know, have you seen those videos when it's like this machine who just smashes slowly random objects? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like it goes like slowly. And for example, let's say it puts a basketball there and then you just see the basketball like get smushed. I can watch those videos on and on and on. I fall in.
Do you like ASMR?
I love it. I also love it when they pop pimples. Like I have very like odd ways of things that are satisfying.
Okay.
Or like, have you seen those like, apparently if you're a person who likes to pop pimples, maybe this is like a
I do like videos of popping pimples.
Maybe this is like a trigger warning because there's people who do not like it at all. Whoa.
Tell me.
But there is like apparently this toy you can have.
Yeah, and you can squeeze it out.
And you can put this like liquid inside to make it look like a pimple and then you just squeeze it.
So because of all the pumping pimple videos and those videos that I, for some reason, enjoy watching, that is so bizarre.
Yeah.
Lately, I went down a rabbit hole on TikTok of this, I think he's a vet, cleaning horses and cows.
Oh, I've seen those.
Hoofs.
Yes.
And sometimes when they're infected and all the pus comes out and he cleans it and he like scrapes it and he like helps them heal and he replaces it. I don't know why I sit and I watch like a 3-minute video of that.
Speaking of horses' feet or hoofs, what they're called, I don't know if I will sound extremely dumb at this moment, but I take it. I have like, do you know how they look underneath?
Yeah.
Like without the metal thing. You know, for a long time, I did not understand why they put those metal things. And I think I still don't.
For protection.
Yeah, but isn't like natural for the horses to run around? Like, is it for, like, how do they put them on? Doesn't it fucking hurt? Like, have you ever thought about it? Like they do with a hammer.
Apparently it doesn't hurt because it's not like it's skin.
Is it like a nail, you know?
It's like a nail. It's skin. It doesn't hurt.
Fascinating.
And it protects them from the rocks they step on in the nature and all that stuff so that they don't get infections and these things that happen. I think it's for protect. I'm not 100% sure. I never really looked into it.
I also haven't looked up because I saw the video that you were literally talking about. And I'm like, how is it? How does it actually look underneath there? I just never registered it.
I never really thought about that.
Another video that type of video, there is this Mexican barber in Chicago who does this like crazy hair transformations on men. Have you seen those?
The one where he glues the fake hair?
Oh, no, I don't think it's that one.
Oh.
I can show it to you later. I can put it. By the way, we can put the videos that we're mentioning on like
we can put it in the bio,
Instagram or something.
I mean, if I can find them, because these are rabbit holes I'm talking about.
True. And he does this crazy transformations of you would never believe that the person who was before is the one who's after it. And I just scroll and watch all his videos, and I go back. This kind of transformation videos just catches me. It's insane. And another thing, it is talking about dinners and girl dinners, stuff like that. Also girl dinners videos. You know, when there's this influencer who hosts dinners, that's something I really want to do. There's one who lives in UK, I think. Let me just check, because I actually wrote it down. Okay, there's one, Matilda Bia, who lives in London. Do you follow her?
She does really nice dinner parties with her friends.
That makes me want to have girlfriends now. You know, I need to make friends so I can host dinners like that, because it looks so good.
If you stay more time in Cyprus, we can have a girl-hosted dinner.
Oh, cute. Or I can just find more friends in Mallorca where I actually live.
See, if I were to have a girl dinner, it would just be me and Diana. So it would end up like a romantic date.
No, but yesterday you had another 2 friends.
Yeah, but they're not necessarily here a lot.
Oh, sad. Yeah, okay. But those also kind of videos that I'm like, whoa, I can just look again and like, it's just so nice to see how the decoration, they go like all in. And have you also seen those videos when they do theme nights? So for instance.
Yes. And the color thing, the color trend on TikTok.
Yeah, explain it. Do you remember it?
They get assigned the color and they bring snacks of that color or cocktails, or you put any theme and you just all bring stuff to the house and you have this arranged dinner where people, that's so cute.
Or like, for example, if you're really into Harry Potter and then you come dressed like with Harry Potter and you have all these like themes and cocktails.
Are you a Gryffindor?
You know, my whole life I claimed that I'm a Gryffindor.
Just because. But are you?
No, apparently I'm a Ravenclaw. Which okay. What are you, by the way?
I'm a Gryffindor.
Are you? Did you
obviously with my anger issues?
True. And your temperament and your loyalty. That's
yeah.
My whole life I thought I was a Gryffindor because I want to be like the main character. So I don't know how good that
Leo.
is. How good that is. But apparently I'm a Ravenclaw. I want to be a Slytherin. That's my...
Ramon is a Scorpio, so he's probably a Slytherin.
He's a Slytherin. He's like close to Slytherin and Gryffindor.
No, I'm a proper Gryffindor. Die for your friends and be dramatic. And there's a
hero complex.
There was a test. A very simple one about to define what house you're in.
Yeah, well.
So you guys can do the test as well. Mm-hmm. But I don't remember exactly what is which house.
Is it the one with the door?
The one with the door.
Oh,
how would you, if you came across a locked door, how would you open it?
I don't remember exactly how it was.
How would you open it? You stand in front of a locked door and you want to get through. How would you open it?
Was it given options?
No, you have no options.
Okay.
Your instinct. How will you open that door? You have a locked door in front of you. How are you going to open
it? What's it called? Break it down.
That's Gryffindor.
Yeah, but it was something else. I don't remember.
Some people would pick the lock.
Yeah.
Some people would use a spell. Some people, people have different answers as an instinct.
I said a spell on that one. I would use Alohomora.
There you go. So you're not a Gryffindor. So my first instinct was like, kick it down.
Yes. It's true.
Typical Gryffindor.
Ramon was going to pick the lock.
There you go.
So he was a Slytherin. Oh, I love Harry Potter.
And then when I thought about my answer, I was like, holy shit, why was that my first instinct to break it down? That is so bad.
So Gryffindor temperament.
That is so bad.
or like if you're a Hufflepuff, you would go and ask for help.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
It's so cute.
Yes. Or like knock on the door.
Oh, yeah. Someone said knock on the door. I was like,
that's so Hufflepuff.
That's smart.
Yeah, that's actually very smart.
Good for you.
You can be a Gryffindor just punching the door down with your leg. Big differences.
And it was really funny. The comments, oh my God, the comment sections on TikTok are hilarious.
It is the best thing.
It's the best part.
It's the best part of watching a video is to go directly to the comment section.
Sometimes the video doesn't even end and I go right down. I'm like, oh. Get my popcorn out.
Yes, I love it. So good.
So yeah, I think that's a nice note to wrap it up and ask you guys to write down some comments.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a recommendation before we close the episode?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Do you have a quote?
I have a quote. You can do the recommendation. Do the recommendation by the time I find my quote.
Okay, I'm going to recommend something so cliche that everyone who follows me knows, a book. I will recommend a fantasy book, because if you have not started to read like romantasy books, then what are you doing with your life? And if you're interested in starting to read, but you don't know with what to start with, I believe you should start watching You should start read A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, and then your whole life will change and you will be a fantasy girl. And then we can talk about all the fantasy romantasy books. That's my recommendation. I'm done. I just want you much to start reading.
That was such a passionate rant.
Girl, I love this.
I love that for you.
I'm a new person. I've never read in my life apart from like school.
I did. Did you ever read the Harry Potter books?
Yeah, I did. It's the only thing I read, like when I say I haven't read anything, I mean like after 17 and onwards, you know, apart from self-help books. Okay. What is your quote of the week?
I can't find the initial quotes I found, so I'm going through like my saved photos on Instagram because I forgot. I can't find it. So let me find a good one. I save a lot of quotes. Do you do that?
Yeah, on like, you know, when you save it on Instagram, like put it in folders. Yeah.
Yeah. I love quotes. Honestly, that's another thing TikTok made me realize is how unoriginal I am.
You realize that you're not alone.
Because like sometimes they make memes and like funny videos about some weird thoughts I have or some weird behaviors I have. And I'm like, and then I look at the likes and the comments. I'm like,
I'm not alone.
Oh, that's very common.
Yeah, apparently.
And it's something I thought only I did.
I would love to talk about in another episode about like things that are like common sense that we would not expect but is.
Oh, we can.
For example, that would be funny.
Oh, this is so cute. I'm such a romantic. Everything is romantic, so I can say this.
Say it.
I think a soulmate is someone who will make you the most you that you can possibly be.
That's beautiful.
Oh, that's so cute. Like if I look at my quotes right now, they're all like really romantic.
Yeah, but that's
right next
a nice
to it,
quote. I mean,
right next to it is you deserve to be loved without having to hide the parts of yourself that you think are unlovable.
Aww.
I'm so cute.
You're so cute. That's a good end to this episode. And
I found the quote.
Okay.
You cannot change the cards you are dealt, just the way you play the hand.
Say it again. My brain did not catch it. Say it again.
You cannot change the cards you are dealt. You can only change the way you play your hand.
Okay. Yeah, got it. It took me some moments to register it. That's really good.
So that is your motivation of the week. I gave you a bit of romance, and now I'm giving you a little bit of a boost. You cannot change the things that are happening around you, but you can change how you deal with it.
Yeah, you can only change your reaction. Bravo. Good one. Bravo. Okay, and I think that's the end of this episode. This week's episode.
Tell us what Harry Potter house you are, how you would open the door, and what's your quote of the week, maybe.
Yeah. And send us videos that
and
you
first
go
dates.
into rabbit hole.
Worst dates, best dates.
Yeah.
Tell us about your opinions.
Yeah, good. Have a great rest of the week.
And see you next week.
Bye.
Black Lemon Podcasts.